happened. Yeah, you're right. I just woke up and you were so sweet and nice. We were not even fighting this morning. All I did was say sorry.
Did something happen to you?
I don't think
This
so.
morning? I don't think so.
And she said sorry. For what? Huh? What did you do the night before?
That's the thing.
You wanna see crazy? I'll give you fucking crazy.
Remember, this is the birth of the megapint. Right there.
Have you drunk
At
this
2:30 in the afternoon.
You got this going? You got this going?
I just started it.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Really? Sneak that shit on me,
No,
motherfucker.
I didn't. You were smashing shit.
Bye.
Bye. And he leaves. And she's merged. Oh man, about that. It's funny because at the end you see also her face totally pristine, like a little like China vase, you know. Why I showed you this video is because a lot of people still don't know in that timeline of that event that morning Johnny Depp had received a series of bad news. We're gonna focus mostly on this one here. In this document describes that type of event which happened to him and had to do with these ex-managers which were managing basically all this money, and they were also required to pay taxes for him. We're talking of TMG. Apparently those guys were a little shady, allegedly, and they also paid themselves over 28 million in contingencies fees without any written agreement. TMG ignored its most basic duties to Mr. Depp by consistently failing to pay his taxes on time, causing him to incur in over 8 million in penalties and interest on his federal state tax returns, failing to properly keep books and records, loaning nearly $10 million to third parties without Mr. Depp required prior authorization, and without proper documentation or required repayment, using inflated and obviously incorrect figure as loan offset, falsely ascribing third parties taxable income to Mr. Depp so that he, rather than they, pay the tax, and failing to reduce expenditure TMG undertook on Mr. Depp's behalf, which caused profound financial waste. Wow. That alone, it's like a mouthful, but at the same time, you know why then he sued, if I remember correctly, the managers. A former employee, the accountant manager for Mr. Depp at TMG over an approximately 2-year period, stated in her notes that G. Manfield fired her because she would not do all the shady stuff he asked her to do. Over the past few months, according to his former employee, that shady stuff included Jay Mandel's instructing her to fix numbers in Mr. Depp's financial statement. Jay Mandel even asked her to improperly notarize Mr. Depp's purported signature when Mr. Depp was not present, and not notarized blank signature pages, which she correctly refused to do. Wow. This document basically claims also that those freaking guys, they were forging his signature for document. That's insane, man. That's absolutely insane. So this is basically the news where more than 40 million were displaced, you know, and because of all those things that were described here. And of course, even if you're a wealthy man, but you see a big chunk, this is a big chunk of money. You know, it doesn't matter if you're worth like 200 million, 400 million, even if you're worth that much money, like 28 million, 48 million displaced like that. That's not a good day. That's not a good day. That's a big thing. So I think later on Johnny Depp sued the managers, and I think they agreed outside the court for 25 millions. So I have to look into it correctly, but if I remember, that's more or less the number. So it's reasonable that morning, apart from knowing the mother had passed away or was passing away, is in between that time frame. It's not certain yet either way, he was burdened by that awareness, and therefore, the ex-wife decides to record him in this moment of vulnerability to try perhaps to taunt him to get a reaction. Matter of fact, actually, this video went against her, if you ask me, because if anything, it proved with certainty that Johnny Depp did remove himself when the situation became heated. Because I will state this again, if this man was a person of a certain temper which would escalate into use his hands not on the cabinets, you can be sure that this video that we can all see all together here will not exist, because would have escalated in something else. So the very fact that the man takes the phone, puts it in a cabinet, swears a little bit and moves away, it's actually a clear indication that his behavior, it's consistent. When there is a conflict, he just leaves the room, and that's what he did. But again, just to put it in context, this guy almost lost 50 million that day, plus the mother. So if you ask me, it's kind of reasonable that he was slightly upset. And remember the megapint, all right? Guys, thank you so much for the support. Please consider subscribing. I really appreciate that. And I'll see you later. Ciao.